Okay, now it seems we're back in business. So, welcome back, guys, to OKC. And today, Kate is going to chat with you guys. Um, okay, see, look, death is inevitable. I'm going to die. They're going to die. Y'all are going to die. Eventually. Not right now. Not today, maybe. Not tomorrow, maybe. Um, but the truth is, we all were guaranteed one thing when we were born. So we have our birth date, and we're guaranteed a death date. Um, excuse me, so nasty. I know a lot of us, and I say us loosely, I know a lot of us have issues, traumas, reservations when it comes to death, when it comes to speaking about death, when it comes to experiencing death, like of loved ones, friends. We've also been, what's the word? Exposed to a lot of death via social media, via the actual media. Right now, there has been, and this is the beginning of the year, this is January 6th. January 6th. There has been a lot of death already that we have been bombarded with, that has been put in our face. All these mass casualty situations. Um, I guess what I'm trying to say is okay. And I know that's kind of weird to say, but it's death is not the end. If you came to this video because you used to watch my other videos or you look at my readings or whatever like that, then you know we are energy beings. If you just happen to stumble across this video, um, looking for information about death or people talking about death, understand that we are energetic beings. So this physical body is just a vessel. We are energy inside this vessel. So when this vessel breaks down, our energy is released. We are essentially free. Um, so that's not a bad thing. Now I understand when it comes to death, um, and maybe I'm just a lot more comfortable speaking about death and because I've experienced a lot in my life growing up, throughout life. I experienced near death situations myself. I've lost a lot of loved ones growing up. So I maybe a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more used to the idea of death and understanding that that's not the end. Um, I understand that a lot of people are afraid. Um, Maybe, let's not say about dying, but in the aspect of what happens after. Where do you go? Like, maybe some people are afraid because they don't want to be reincarnated because they believe that they could be reincarnated. Maybe they don't want to leave loved ones behind. Um, Maybe they're afraid of when it will happen. Maybe they feel like they're gonna not be around for people or miss out on certain aspects of life or things that are going on. But that's to be of this world. And I know it's so hard because we're born into the world. We're born and we're raised by society and culture and our parents to be of the world, to um, find your place in the world, to find. But death is the absence of constraints. Is the absence of handcuffs when it comes to the world and how you maneuver in the world. Now I'm coming from this because of so much that has been going on lately. Um, Seeing it how some people may have never experienced loss in their life, which they consider death a loss. But to be honest, it's such a gain, depending. Um, because when you have friends and loved ones that cross over into the spiritual realm, they are free. They have access to information that you in this physical realm don't have access. Now, I say this is a good and it could be a bad thing because, like, some of my ancestors, they weren't on the right path in this world. So that doesn't necessarily mean they'll get it right on the other side because, once again, whether physical or spiritual, we all have choices. Um, so, all right, January 3rd of January 3rd of 1995, my grandmother passed away in her sleep. Nobody expected her to pass away. So, with a lot of people in accepting death, that was a situation where, it was hard for them to accept. It was hard for us to be like, okay, she's gone. Because what was she sick? Was it? So it's there's always questions behind that. Like, well, why did this happen? That same year, the day after Thanksgiving, or the 2 days after Thanksgiving, my father set himself on fire and committed suicide when I was 5. There's that idea of, or a thought or question of why. Why did he do this? Why did he feel? So, once again, that's a situation where it's completely unexpected, right? My brother died. My brother died unexpected. He was gone within 7 days in 2003. He was 14 years old. I was 12. Unexpected. He got sick one day. Within 7 days, he was gone. His heart enlarged. He had tachycardia. They tried to do surgery. Had a stroke during surgery. Lost brain function, so they say. And he was gone. 7 days. Totally unexpected. Totally devastating. Um, I had other siblings. I had friends that were killed from altercations with other people, from domestic disputes. I wouldn't even call it domestic dispute, domestic violence situations. Trying to get away from people, and people didn't want them to get away. Um, Recently, literally, to yesterday, um, at 4:30 in the morning. Oh man. Yes, sweetness. In a few minutes. Bye. Did you drink your water? Ooh. Did you finish your other orange? Okay, we'll finish that, please. Bye. Um, what I was saying yesterday, 4:30 a.m. My uncle died. One of my mom's baby brothers, and it was expected. he didn't necessarily live his life the way in which we believed he should have, a more healthier life, problematic free life. He chose his life. He chose the things, his habits that he wanted to do. So when we knew months ago that it was nearing the end, we knew that he didn't have long. We didn't know when. We're not God. We don't know the day or the hour, but it was expected. So when I was told yesterday that, hey, he passed away, okay, all right, that was expected. Last year, my mother's baby sister was killed in a big car wreck, 18-wheeler accident in Georgia last year. It's devastating, among other reasons. Devastating for the family. On my behalf, I had an inkling that it was going to occur. So it was more so devastating on my part because sometimes I don't want people, okay. I can't control this because I know people are going to hear this and think, oh, some psychic thing or some, I can't control this. I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know why, but this stuff just happened. So let me explain. Last year, before my aunt died, the day before she passed, God put it deep in my spirit to contact her. And it was just something that was not letting up. And it was just like, and I've had these things before with just different situations, different people, but love my aunt, but we just had that type of relationship where I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to call her. I'll call her tomorrow. And I literally told God, I was like, you know what, God, you already know. You're telling, but in some, and that's how we do ourselves a disservice as well. But I did not call her. The next morning, I woke up to find out that she was in a very bad wreck where 18-wheeler did not stop. And she was the first in line. And she was the only fatality. Devastating. For one, I knew because God placed it on my heart to do something, and I told him no. And literally talked to him like, oh, you know me, you know my heart, you know I'll do it tomorrow. And I was going to do it the next day, but it wasn't, so that's just maybe a word for somebody who God's telling you to do something and you really don't want to. And you, like, God know you don't want to, but he's asking you to do it for a reason. Just listen. Now, I'm not saying I could have saved anything, changed anything, but there was a reason I was supposed to do it the day before instead of doing it the next day. Because there was no next day for her, right? It was the next day for me, but it wasn't the next day for her. So, in the line of that, right, when my brother passed away, I had a dream before, the week before he died, and I seen him exactly how he was in the hospital. Like I said, I cannot control these dreams. They happen when they happen, how they happen, and I never really know, or well, I never really know until after the fact. So it's not that I don't know why God allows me to have these dreams or these inklings or these knowings, and it don't necessarily change the situation. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Maybe that's a possibility. Maybe it's a big possibility. As a kid back then, though, I did have that dream. I didn't tell anybody about it because I was scared. I thought it was like, I was mad at my brother or something. I went to bed and I just had a weird dream. Well, he ended up getting sick right after I had that dream. Within that 7 days, he was lying in a hospital bed, exactly how I saw him, and he passed away. Yes, sweetness.
Yes, Jesus.
You drunk your water? you can have some Cheez-Its.
Bye.
Bye. Boom. Both children. Um. I mean, there's been a couple occasions where I had some dreams. There have been some situations where I had some inklings not to go somewhere, go a different route. Maybe it's, I don't know, because I've had a situation where we were out driving, knew the kids was hungry, already knew what they was gonna ask for, didn't even ask them, was heading straight to that place, and then something just dropped in me and was like, no, ask them if they want this. And I asked them, they say yeah, went to that restaurant instead. On the way back out, we see ambulances at the original restaurant that I was gonna go to. Excuse me. Got home only to find out that at the time that we would have been there, some guy came and killed one of the employees inside the restaurant. There's been many occasions where I've had that, and we've always been around but never on the scene, always by the grace, always escape something. And I can only attribute that to God. I can't control these things. I can only listen when it comes to like my death dreams or my warning dreams. I honestly used to feel like I was a harbinger of death. Like, because I dream about it, or I have a inkling, a real strong feeling something bad is gonna happen with certain people, and then it happens, and I'm just like, is it because I didn't say anything, or is it because I didn't do this, or is it because I did say, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing my part, and maybe I need to, talk to God about that more. Um, that was a whole tangent, but I really just came here to talk about death, and it's sad because they're not here in the physical anymore. We can't touch them. We can't hear their voices audibly like we used to, at least some of us. I'm not going to tell you any more of my secrets, but please trust me when I say that the people you love are still with you. Now, I don't know how the other side works. I'm a strong believer, and I'm not trying to change anybody's, beliefs or anything. I'm a strong believer in God. I'm a strong believer in Yah, that there's something bigger than me, something over me, something that created me, something that protects me, loves me, carries me. I'm a strong believer in that. And with that belief, I'm a strong believer that there is something greater on the other side. Now, where a lot of things get misconstrued is because a lot of people look at the Bible for all truth or no truth. And I'm kind of in between. So while I feel there is a heaven, I feel like there is a hell. When we die, I don't feel like we go to either. Um, if there is a heaven or a hell, I feel like that is not something we go to immediately. So I feel like some of us are still on this physical plane spiritually. I feel like some of us go to a waiting place. Um, and I feel like the people that necessarily are still on this physical plane spiritually, like their spirit is still here, I feel like they possibly still have things to do on this side, or they're trying to still do things on this side, whether good or bad. I feel like the ones that maybe go to that waiting place are the ones that don't have anything left to do, that are just waiting for God. But that's just my belief. I honestly don't know, fact or fiction, because I'm not the Most High. I didn't create the universe. I didn't create the world. I haven't died and went to the other side. I can't tell you. I can tell you my experience with death, with family, with friends, and knowing that they're still here, talking to them, hearing them audibly. Like, nobody had to tell me my brother died. My brother told me he died. My brother called my name. My brother showed me himself. Nobody, I didn't have to be there. I wasn't around when my mother unplugged the machine. I wasn't. My brother told me he died. Which is, once again, why I may be so comfortable talking about death and life in general, because I know that's one thing we're promised. We're promised, once we're born, we're born, right? We're promised an end. If we have a beginning, we're promised an ending. What we do in the middle of that, that's on us. And maybe that's the bigger picture of this video, right? It's not even about death. It's not, because you're going to be scared. You're going to be sad. You're going to feel how you feel. I can't control that. I can't contain that. I can't alter that. I can only reassure you that there is something greater on the other side. That if you have experienced the loss of someone, that they are still around you. They're still accessible. And also to encourage you to get your life together. My uncle just died yesterday. January 5th, 2025. 152025. 2 days after his mother died. 20 years later. 30 years later. I said 20. 30 years later. I'm fucking 35. Duh. My brother been dead for 20 years. Damn, my brother been dead for 20 years, y'all. That's a long time. My brother been dead for 22 years this year. And his birthday is on 2/22. 2/22. 22 years this year. We're like, I'm a Virgo, he was a Pisces. All our signs are opposites. Like, he was my other half. So that's how I know that your loved ones, like, they are still here. Get your life right, man. Whatever that means to you. You don't have to be religious. I'm not religious. You don't have to be spiritual. I am spiritual. You don't have to be a this, a that, just whatever in your heart, you know is getting your life right, getting your heart right, getting your soul right. Because that's going to prevent you from being afraid to go. Like right now, my other uncle, one of their other siblings, is on his way out as well. And he doesn't want to get himself together. Like, and it's sad because you watch this, first person experience. Like, you're watching this, you're in it, but it's like a movie as well. Like, me and my husband were talking about it. It's like a movie as well. Like, you see the changes, you see what's happening, and you try to help these people. You try to pour into these people, but it's not working. So you take responsibility of you. I can only take responsibility of me. When I go, I'm gonna be okay with going. Hopefully my kids will be in a position where they won't be kids. They'll be grown. They'll be able to take care of themselves. They'll know what to do. But if I don't, and it might, like, I'm not, my kids will be good. Hopefully, I've made an impact that I've made the impact that God has wanted me to make, um, and not the impact that I am trying to make or that I think I should be making or that society feels, that I should be making. I want to be used up by God. I want to do what God wants me to do, even when I don't listen. So that's part of getting me right. Listening more to God and doing the videos that I know He wants me to do that I'm a little hesitant on doing because YouTube already be blocking me and banning me for my poetry and stuff because, well, not my poetry, I guess, because my imagery. But I need y'all to get the picture. If I give you the words without the imagery to go with it, but maybe we'll try that. Maybe I'll just put it out without imagery and just do like my old videos. Um, Anyways, another tangent. I'm over here supposed to be talking about death and life and getting it right, whatever that means to you. Doing right by yourself, doing right by others, treating people well so that when they go, you don't feel bad. You're not trying to drink yourself into a coma, smoke yourself to an oblivion, snort a couple lines because you can't take the shame or the guilt that you feel because this person passed away. Don't be that person. Or that you so afraid of dying because you're sick and you don't even want to get you really don't even want to take the steps to get your life together, like eating better, changing your diet, doing healthy stuff. You're just going to continue to do the same bad habits that cause you to get sick and cause you to be on this road to death in the first place. It makes no sense. Let's do better as a people. It's 2025. We have so much stuff going on in the world with the government trying to take you out, with random people trying to take you out, with all these diseases and all this stuff going on, that you don't have to be the cause of your demise as well, or the cause of somebody else's. If we gonna add that to it, because we're talking about death, there is no reason why you're out here trying to take somebody else's life. There's no reason why you feel like that's even, like, look at what we're witnessing. And I'm not even, I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to be rude, and I'm not trying to be insensitive, but for real, if you gonna do some crap like that, take a note from my father. Do it only to yourself. Don't take it out on other people. There is no reason why our world is literally falling to shit like this, but it is because we're not choosing to be better individually. We are so much more concerned with everybody else. And maybe this is going on a tangent because I should have been doing so many videos. But either way, I'm going to do something else later. It's not the end. Death is not the end. It is just another portal to a different side, a different aspect, a different set of knowledge, set of skills. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all.